The Mount Moon Review podcast, while a podcast about Pokemon, is not intended for children. You can expect some instances of adult humor, coarse language, and adult situations. Parental discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 39 of the Mount Moon Review podcast, where you're limited only by your server. I am your host, the Razgrees, with my co-host, the Blue Duck Gold Duck, bringing you all the information you need to know about the world of Pokemon in about an hour. Duck, how you been this week, man?
Pretty good.
You've been cooped up at home?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I still work, but other than work, yes. We got stay-at-home orders. We got wear a mask outside orders.
Yep, I was driving around the city today, wearing my mask, talking to all my workers at about 10 feet away. I had somebody that got hurt. I had to take them to the hospital, and then I had to make them come out and stand on the sidewalk while I sat in my car and filled out paperwork because I was not going in that hospital. No, sir. But the strange thing is happening in this when that we have no Pokemon going on right now. There's no events going on. There's nothing scheduled. Everything is canceled for the year. But we still got a lot of news coming out, Ducky.
Yeah, it's actually not bad this week. We were discussing what to do if there wasn't any news, and turns out that there's a decent amount.
So, get us started, my man. Where you want to go?
Let's just go down the list like always. Not really news for the video, or oh wow, I put it. Never mind. Sorry. We're gonna skip VGC because there really isn't any VGC news. And
now, Duck, you just said there was a lot of news.
Yeah, but for trading card game.
But what about Okay, fine. We're gonna forgo VGC and we'll go straight to TCG. Go ahead. I'll allow it.
Big shout outs to Limitless. They have been doing streams. They do pretty much everything overseas that's not run by Pokemon officially, as far as like streaming their tournaments and stuff. And they've even streamed some over here, I believe.
Well, they did. I believe now going forward, at least before COVID-19 death sentences. Pokemon was trying to get away from having third party vendors do their streams. They're trying to do them all themselves. Maybe they're going to start rethinking that. I don't know. But Limitless was one of those companies that was actually doing a lot of the Twitch streaming when Pokemon wasn't able to do it themselves. And they've done that in the past. So they actually had some knowledge on how to do this, and they've been stepping in and trying to fill the void, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah, and if you still don't know who Limitless is, you haven't seen their streams, they are the website that posts all the deck lists from all the tournaments. If you talk to me or ever asked me about what list you want to run, I've always sent you to Limitless TCG because it's very user friendly. It's easy to navigate. Everything is done with pictures, and they keep making the site better. They got card translations and proxies. They've got the costs now if you ordered all the cards in the deck list on TCG Player, so you can like plan out your budgeting if you're trying to buy order singles for certain decks, and you can click on the card and go right to the TCG Player link.
Yeah, and they are not sponsoring this podcast, but if they want to, they can feel free to contact us.
Yeah, they're not a sponsor.
They're not sponsoring, but no, it really is. I tell people all the time when they're first getting started, it's great to make your own deck list, but you're not going to be in a competitive nature doing that at first. You need some years under your belt to teach you how to do that. But Limitless is a great place to go because typically a couple days after an event, you can go on their website and you can steal deck lists. And they even have a thing on there, and I've used this, that you can print proxies. And I've used that to make stuff and try it out to see if I really like it or not when I don't want to do the trades for PTCGO. And it's a great thing to do. And they tried something very ambitious this past weekend, Duck. What was that?
So they planned on having a series of um, preliminary tournaments. They want to have 4 tournaments throughout the next couple weeks, and invite all the winners and all the top placements in online TCG tournaments, and then invite them to a huge international invitational. So they've been hyping this up for a couple weeks, trying to get as many people as possible. Well, turns out
They got a lot.
1,300 people showed up for this first tournament, and they
Yeah.
did round 1, and then
Well, they kept going. They got round 1. They got through round 2. Round 3, something went snafu with the server they were using to do their pairings and all that whatnot. And then when they tried to fix it, they ended up deleting the records of round 2.
mm-hmm.
I felt so bad because I knew there was some organizer who was having a coronary.
Yeah, they said they had multiple judges. They wrote a little article about it on their website, and I read that before we started. There was actually the whole server crashing issue. Like, they froze the entire site they were using. It was a site I never heard of. It was like Battler dot
Battlefly or something like Battlefy.
Yeah, Battlefy.
Battlefy.
Yeah. It froze the entire website. Now they were they were in talks with their customer support. They said they fixed it very quickly, but that on top of the fact that nobody knew how to report their matches. Some matches got reported like 10 times. Some people just weren't reporting matches at all. That they were trying to fix the issue of all the like updates they were getting from reported matches when it all crashed. And then by that time they had wasted so much time because they ended up having to do things manually for certain things like player check-ins, like checking them off, and then they had to do the player check-ins manually, but they also accidentally set the amount of time players had to check in. Well, obviously the guy doing it manually is not going to do 700 or I guess 650 check-ins before the timer's up. So people were reported late and they didn't even do anything wrong. It was
a comedy of errors, but it's the thing. It's the first time they've tried something like this, and I can sympathize. I really can.
Oh yeah,
because
this is nothing against them.
No, because on our Discord server for the Mount Moon crew, we've actually hosted similar events, just on a much smaller scale, where we're talking up to 15 people.
Yeah.
And even then, we had these same kinds of problems where we're trying to get Tom to work right. We had to get workarounds for that. And then trying to get people to report through Discord. We tried streaming our pages so they could see Tom. And there was it took 3 or 4 tournaments before we actually got a method that worked. And that is something we're going to do again in the future if people are interested. We've always done it with Sword and Shield, but we're open to doing it with PTCGO if anybody is interested in that. Just get in our Discord and let us know. I'll post some links in the comments after the show. But Limitless tried something very ambitious, and you got to give them mad props for it. It didn't work this time. That being said, they're going to do it again next week.
Yeah, I think they said they're going to try to use something other than Battlefy for it.
Yeah, they absolutely said they're getting away from that.
It's not next week. Well, yeah, next weekend. So like 18th and 19th of April.
Yeah, so definitely get on limitlesstcg.com. That's limitlesstcg.com if you're interested in the big event. If you're interested in something on a smaller scale, come talk to us.
Yeah. Best of luck to them. I really hope they can do it. It's really awesome that they're even trying.
It just doing something right now, because a lot of people are sitting at home, nothing better to do with their time. Yep. And probably some of the guys at Limitless. And if this is a way to keep their business afloat, I mean, by all means, go for it. And I don't believe they're charging anything for the event, are they?
I didn't see anything about a buy-in. I would imagine there is a buy-in and then prizing.
Hmm.
They even said they want to award the players that won in the rounds that
they got through.
Yes. They said they want to reward them, but they don't know how, so they're discussing how to do it.
Give them a nice, firm, hearty handshake. Oh, we can't do that anymore. We got to give them we can't do that anymore either.
Yeah, Pokemon removed the rule to handshake, so
goodbye. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up, Limitless.
Oh, geez. So what else you got for that?
Next is the pre-release promos for the pre-release that never was.
The pre-release that never was.
Yeah.
And never will be.
So we got four cards here, just like always. It's Flapple, Luxray, Colossal, and Garbodor, and they're about average for pre-releases. Nothing here is really breaking the game.
Yeah. Or making
Flapple,
people run out and grab building battle boxes to try to sell them on the secondary market.
Yeah. There's only one here that I think is going to be, well, maybe two. Well, let's just discuss what they do. So Flapple is an 80 HP stage 1 grass type, and its ability is Apple Drop. Once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you placed any damage counters this way, shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into your deck. So it's basically free damage counters. 2 damage counters for free, however you want, and that can pair up with cards like Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team, or the Sableye. The Sableye card, and its attack is 2 colorless. Acid Spray, 60 damage, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's also got a little bit of stally stuff in there too.
Which is, quite popular nowadays, it seems.
Sableye is something people are already talking about, and so it could go in there. I don't know for sure. And then it's also 2 colorless energy, which means in expanded it can attack for 1 energy attachment. Luxray is interesting. It's a electric type, 160 HP, stage 2. So there have to be a consistent way to get stage 2, and people are speculating that it's going to get better, and stage 2s are going to make a comeback. For 1 lightning energy, it has the raid attack, the 60 damage. If this Pokemon evolved from Luxio during your turn, this attack does 100 more damage.
Wow. I mean,
so
yeah,
for 1 energy, it does 160 damage.
In a perfect world, you're doing a lot. You're smacking big.
And we have cards like Devolution Spray. I'm pretty sure that's still standard, that can de-evolve it, so you can keep doing this. Every turn.
That's evil.
The only problem would be is that you have the Luxio. I don't know what the Luxio from the set it looks like yet, or how much HP it has, but you're gonna leave that. So you let the Luxray take the hit, de-evolve it, as long as you don't put, as long as it doesn't have enough energy to get knocked out, or enough damage to get knocked out, you just evolve it again and redo the 160.
Okay, so, I mean it's definitely could be a fun little thing to play with there. And if you just keep de-evolving, re-evolving, de-evolving, re-evolving, I can see that actually being annoying, extremely annoying.
We should note that this does not work with Rare Candy because it has to evolve from Luxio and not Shinx.
Right.
And then we have the Colossal. We talked about that when we went over the Charizard VMAX deck. It has the ability that once during your turn, you can take a fire energy and a fighting energy and put them from your discard pile and put them on your Pokemon in any way you like. So this will charge up any fire types that have to discard energy when they attack. You can just keep rotating the energy around.
Okay, so again, we're going with the annoying factor. So this might be the annoying generation.
Well, Luxray would be kind of annoying, but I think the Colossal is just fueling an engine.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's kind of deck I like. You have to build up support for your board state, and then if your opponent can't stop that, then you win. That's what I like. I think it's more annoying when it's like, oh, you put an energy down, take it off. Discard that energy. Discard your whole hand. You can't play items. That's what I find annoying.
Yeah, I do. It harkens back to old RTS games. Did you ever play Command & Conquer?
No.
Okay, I loved Command & Conquer. I still do. I still play it. But it used to be that I would love to actually build my base up, get to the highest tech levels, build everything up, and then attack. But if you play online competitive, people just zerg, quote unquote, and they attack you all at once right at the beginning of the game with just a swarm, even of the smallest units. And that's just the way everyone plays now, so it's not really that much fun for me. And that's kind of the same way you're talking about here with Pokemon, in that you need to get set up and get your board the way it should be, and your opponent's objective is to stop that from happening. Whereas people playing stall or mill are playing the Zerg.
Right. I like it where we both race to set up, and whoever sets up first wins. That's what I like. That's my preferred play style. Like that game is more fun than, oh gee, I hope I draw the card that doesn't stop or that my opponent can't stop me from playing.
Yeah, I had a coworker come up to me today and say, I heard a rumor about you. You play Magic the Gathering. I said, well, I know how to play. I go, but actually it's Pokemon. And then he's like, well, it's pretty much the same game, isn't it? And I'm like, let me tell you a tale of intrigue and suspense. And the whole concept of deck searching, it was completely just lost on this guy. He's like, you can look for the cards you want? Yeah, we can.
That's actually my biggest argument for Pokemon over Magic is I get to play with my entire deck. And I'm not just trying to top deck the whole time,
Yeah, with Magic, having that whole concept is, I have 100 cards, like, all right, Yugi, but you're still not going to be able to get to the one you need that's in the bottom.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
And the final card for pre-release promos is a Garbodor, and don't worry, it's not like other Garbodor. Once during your turn, if a stadium is in play, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. It's a dark type with 120 HP. Not going to make a big splash. We've seen abilities like this before, and we usually don't see them come into play.
So we're no more Trash Avalanche is what you're saying?
For now. I believe no Trash Avalanche and no the one that takes abilities away. I have a feeling, though, we are probably going to get a Galarian Weezing that takes abilities away.
You bite your tongue, sir.
I would not be based on its ability in game. Like Weezing doesn't do anything like that, or Garbodor doesn't do anything like that in the video game. But Weezing takes abilities away from Pokemon in game. So what do you think is going to do in TCG?
You're probably right, because they seem to be wanting to align the two more and more now. So you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Let's talk about the Pokemon Trainer Toolkit. Now, this was revealed, or it was teased, and then revealed pretty close together, basically the same day. So it's a new product we're getting, and I don't think we don't have a price yet.
Well, why bother giving us a price when you can't go to the store to buy it right now anyhow?
Pretty much. So the Pokemon Trainer Toolkit comes with 4 booster packs, probably Steam Siege.
Probably at least 2 of them. At least 2 of them will be Steam Siege. How many? Are they still printing Steam Siege?
No, they just overproduce them.
I mean, seriously, everything, every product that has multiple packs in there, guaranteed is going to have freaking Steam Siege in it.
Yeah.
They must still be printing them. There's no way they printed that many.
I don't know. But that's why you get cards like Unbroken Bonds, you get sets like that go out of print because they're afraid now to overprint.
Yeah, because Steam Siege is ridiculous. I mean,
Sword and Shield, was immediately they had to send people less than what they normally order for new sets because there wasn't enough supply to meet the demand.
Yeah, then we're like, well, good luck playing Standard, folks.
Mm-hmm. And then you get the couple staple cards from there, and they're crazy expensive.
Which doesn't help Pokemon in the least. As a matter of fact, it turns people off of the game. So
no, but maybe this trainer toolkit will help that.
It might.
So the 4 booster packs, 65 sleeves, no deck box.
Yeah, but they're going to be Pokemon sleeves, so just throw them away now.
Nothing's ever going to release with sleeves and a deck box. Unless you get just the deck box, I guess. They come with sleeves.
I'm just saying the Pokemon Company sleeves, and we've said it countless times, are trash. So take them, go, oh, look, that's a cool design, and throw it in your bag and give it to some kid who doesn't have any sleeves in his first event or something, or when you need to, oh, this is an expensive card.
Yeah, I don't use them. I don't like shuffling with them.
They're garbage. Go on, though.
Yeah. So you get a deck building guide and a TCG manual. I'm imagining that's going to be a rule book, probably with all the new updated rules. Maybe if you don't normally, even look at the rules because you've been playing for a while, I would hold on to this TCG manual if you get this product.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what the erratas are going to be, if you have not played in 6 months, the game's changed dramatically.
Yeah, I definitely recommend reading over this manual, even if you know the rules,
and keep it handy. keep it in your bag, because you're going to be countering people that may be in the same boat. They haven't played in a year or so. Because I don't know how many events I've been to where you get somebody that just shows up. Well, I haven't played in a while, and I saw this was expanded, so I showed up.
Yeah, here's my welder on turn 1.
Screw you.
So you get dice, standard dice set. They said 7 dice, so it's probably 6 damage counters and 1 randomizer.
Just like an Elite Trainer box.
Condition markers, just like always. 100 energy. And there's some kind of translation thing there. It said special energy, so they don't know if it's a special, like the special energy that are coming out in the Sword and Shield sets, or if it's going to be special artwork on the energy. There's like a translation error, or could be.
I kind of hope for the special artwork. I got to tell you, I kind of want the special artwork. But,
that'd be cool.
But at the same time, I'd be content with the cards that actually might be staple cards. But I mean, how many times have we seen them come out with the special energy cards? Not that often. And
no, especially not for a while.
And they sell for like a tremendous amount of money. If you can get hollow energy cards, oh dear Lord, hold on to them.
Well, like the regular ones, they're not that crazy. They used to be. When I was coming up in my prime of playing, I was selling energy cards for about $3 a piece, and I had like a almost unlimited supply of them.
Outstanding.
But the Heart Gold Soul Silver ones, where they have each type has a different Pokemon silhouetted on the background of the energy.
Yes.
And a little scene from Johto region. Those the hollows of those go for I think it's like 18 a piece for 1 energy. That's basically secret rare energy prices.
Wow.
And those stay steady. The secret rare energy goes down based on which Pokemon is the best. But yeah, it'd be cool if we get a new special kind of energy in my lifetime.
Yeah, I'm actually I usually don't do this, but I'm doing it on the fly right now. I'm looking on eBay, and It looks like the Heart Gold Soul Silver energy cards are going for about $3-4 a piece. So the prices come down a little bit, but they're still really cool cards. And there actually was a set of Pokemon before they came out with the Pokemon League promos. Back then, it was just Play Pokemon promos. There is a set of Play Pokemon energy promos from that same time period as well, which I personally, those are the kinds of cards I do. The League cards, that's what I actually collect. So I would love to get my hands on those, but again, they're really not going for all that much in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, they're only
those are the ones I was selling for $3 a piece.
That's where you had the unlimited supply.
No, not for me though. I wasn't even
sure.
I was not. I was not. Look it up. They haven't released that since Black and White.
Anyway, I'm just busting your nuts. Come on.
I just knew a guy.
I knew a guy.
Yeah, and that's what all my energy are. All my hollow energy are play energy, and I kept them in case I get back in.
Very good.
And then here's the most interesting part. The highlight of this box is it's going to include 2 Dedenne GX and all art. It's going to have 50 useful cards, 2 of which will be Dedenne. And we have confirmation that they're going to have alternate art Pokegear, alternate art Pokemon Communication, and alternate art Reset Stamp. And these are all artworks that we have not seen in English yet. So it's not going to be like the League promo. It's going to be a different artwork. So now we're going to have like 4 different Pokegear artworks.
Dear Lord. But yeah, that is definitely going to be a game changer on the price point for building a competitive deck right now. So yeah, this is good news. It really is.
Yeah. Sorry for the investors that buy up,
Sorry,
I know a guy that had 30 Dedenne and he was waiting to, flip them.
Better do it now before they listen to the podcast.
Right. Well, he's been dreading the day. I think he's started to move them. But yeah, I mean, I didn't. It was fun to buy Pokemon cards and then turn them over for a profit. Do that all the time, but I always hated how I would see a player come in that didn't have the money or the funds to invest fully in a actual competitive deck, and then constantly underperform, but constantly try and try and try and hardly ever make it up there in the top spots. Whereas I know this is a good player. I think if they had the funds or could make the deck they want, they would definitely do better.
Yeah, and that's part of the with any kind of competitive play, it's paywalled. You can't come in and play competitively unless you have the money to do it. And people will argue, well, that's just the price. I'm like, well, no, it's really, it shouldn't be. And I really do have a problem with people who are the investors, because when an interesting set comes out, I go to the store and I can't even buy it for my kids because some jackass went in there with a cart and bought everything. There's people that will pay Walmart employees to call them when the stuff comes in.
Yep.
I mean, and I'm sorry, folks, this is a children's card game. And if the kids can't be involved in it, guess what? It is going to die. It is going to die, and the hobby that you love is not going to be around. You need to keep everybody interested. And if you're one of these people that go to a league and you decide, hey, this is my league and this is the way things are run, screw the outsiders. We don't want new people coming in here. Then screw you, okay? Because at that point, if your league is just subsisting on the 3 or 4 guys, guess what? You are nothing more than that freaking dive bar on the edge of town who runs off anybody new. It's only serving there for the regulars. And guess what? It's going to go out of business. And the same thing is going to happen to the league that you like. If you just keep doing this and only the same 3 or 4 people are showing up because you keep running everybody off, then your league is bound to die, and I hope it does.
I had a guy come into my league. He comes on and off. He's got a little daughter. And he told me he tried to buy a product, an Elite Trainer box from something that had just come out. And the guy, he said, hey, can I buy one of those? Or he asked the guy to hold it for him 1 week. And then he came back the next week and said, hey, you got that thing I asked you to hold? And he's like, yeah, here you go. Well, actually, I pretty much only give it to regulars. He's like, well, I am a regular. The guy's like, oh, okay, here you go. I'll sell it. I'll give it to you. And then he increased the price on it higher than retail.
Oh, piss off.
Yeah, it was like, I don't remember what the product was, but he added like $20 to the MSRP.
Oh, screw you. Screw everything about you. Go out of business.
The guy was like, yeah, never mind. I'm not going to get, I'm not going to buy this and I'm not going to come back. And the guy's like, okay, I'll just put it back on eBay, which meant he wasn't actually holding it.
Yeah. You know what? Piss off. Screw you. And guess what? I would have reported you because that's going to violate your retailer's agreement. And I would love to have seen you get your product pulled.
Oh, I can let you know what store that was.
Well, I mean, it's a little late now. But they're probably still doing it, so what the hell? Let's go on a vendetta. Crusade! Let's go on a Pokemon crusade, Duck. Let's you and I single-handedly take down the Pokemon monopoly. Take down big Pokemon.
Well, I don't think that store did. Pokemon didn't do anything wrong with that store.
No, when I say big Pokemon, that's like saying, hey, I'm going to take down this one company. No, I'm talking about the community that thinks it's okay to act like this.
Yeah, okay. I'm good with that.
That's you and I, Duck. Let's fight Team Rocket. That's what we're doing. They're Team Rocket from now on, okay? You and I, we are the trainers going across the land, searching far and wide for these pieces of crap, and we're going to just take them down.
Hope there's no switches behind your posters, bitches.
Oh my God!
We'll find them.
I'm gonna be just walking, just stalking through all the comic stores, pushing on posters.
Yeah, we're smarter than 10-year-olds, so you're going down.
I was being somewhat serious, and Duck's like, I'm gonna derail this completely by swearing for the first time on the podcast. which is a monumental
Is it the
thing,
first
folks.
time?
Mark that on your calendars for April 6th, 2020. Duck swore on the podcast, and I might actually put a clip up on the YouTube page. So if you're interested, just search YouTube for Mount Moon Crew, and I might just pull that out and clip it as a Mount Moon extra. Remember the date, folks. This is when it happened, and I've finally succeeded in my corruption of the Blue Duck Gold Duck. But no, you're like, I'm going to derail this, and I'm going to make a joke.
I thought you were joking.
No, I derailed the topic train.
Pokemon Go continues to release.
Nice segue, Duck. Go ahead.
Pokemon Go continues to release kits for 1 coin. Now, I apologize to everybody because I was telling my buddy about the one coin for 30 incense. I told him to buy it, and he's like, "Oh, it's 1 coin for like 50 great balls or something." I'm like, "Oh, that's weird. They changed it." Well, they're changing it again. I guess it's going to be a new thing every week for 1 coin. It's going to be 20 great balls and 15 pineapple berries.
Pinap berries.
Pinap berries. For one Pokemon, for 1 Pokecoin. And I recommend buying these every time, as long as you have the storage to store everything.
Yeah, there it is, right there. 20 Ultra Balls and 15 Pinap berries.
Yeah, keep checking back every week because they're going to keep updating this. And there should be a big update coming that lets you play the game from your house.
Oh, hey, I don't have that guy.
I don't know if I don't know if they're going to throw a joystick on it or what. That's what I think the easiest fix would be. They could ask for help from some people that have already figured that part out.
Yeah, go to the Air Force community.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've been in one of the groups and I see someone asking for air support.
That's funny.
It is, and we actually know somebody who did that quite a bit, and I think he left losing his account.
I know a kid at my league that was doing it. And I'm like, do that at your own risk. They're cracking down. He's like, no, there's no way they should figure it out. And then comes to league all sad one day, and I'm like, what's up?
They figured it out.
They figured out my Pokemon Go account. I was like, didn't I tell you to make a different account if you're going to do that? Like, have an account where you never cheated, and if you're going to cheat, have an account where you cheated. Like,
here's my modded account. Here's my legit account.
Yeah, I mean that's the safest way to do it. Don't invest actual time walking around cities and then get sad when your character gets deleted while they were in Oklahoma. Oh, that was
Screw you, Duck.
that had nothing to I just said a random state, I promise.
Sure you did. And got him! I got a T-Pig.
Oh, you're playing right now.
I'm playing right now. Yeah, see?
It's a Tepig.
Tepig. There's never any Pokemon at my house. I'm shocked it was there. Anyway.
Pokemon Masters.
It's a game.
Here.
It's a game. That's what we can say.
The legendary Solgaleo event is back, or Solgaleo, however you say it.
I always say Solgaleo.
Yeah, that's Solgaleo. I don't know. But it's back, and you have a chance to obtain it if you missed it, or grind out the materials to get it to max level, because they are specifically materials you needed to get during the event to raise its level up.
Which sucks.
A lot of people didn't know when this event was going on, and they just got it and put their phone down. Now you can have a level 120 Solgaleo if you want.
If you put in the time.
Because they increased the level cap a while back to 120.
If you put in the time, but yeah, go for it. If you really want to play Masters. I don't. I don't see the appeal in it anymore. I mean, I got through it when I was working night shifts. Back when the game first came out, I was working 1 night shift a week. Tell me how, in what world that makes sense if you're doing scheduling. Make the guy work day shift a couple days, an afternoon shift, and then make it come an overnight right on a freaking Wednesday. So I spent a lot of time on Wednesdays just playing that game because I didn't care. And yeah, after I got through everything, I was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I don't know. There's something that I had to draw when it came out. I was obsessed.
You were.
And then I got through all the content, and then it's like I'm just grinding. I'm just clicking. I'm not even playing. I'm doing auto battles.
See, that was the thing.
to grind
You
out
could actually auto battle it. You didn't even have to click. You just you know what that reminds me of? When I went to Las Vegas, the wife and I, we went to Las Vegas for our honeymoon because our real honeymoon fell through. We were supposed to go to St. John's, have this nice week on the islands, man, and we ended up going to Las Vegas instead because I had the days off, she had the days off, and I said, screw it, we're going somewhere, and I just booked it. Which let me tell you this: Las Vegas in February, awesome. Anyway,
that sounds awesome.
It really is. We ought to go, Duck.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Come on, Duck and Raz do Vegas. Let's do it.
That would probably be some pretty cool vlogs.
It would be, especially when I go in the strip club and you stand outside. But yeah, let's do that. And but here's the thing: we went and played the. I wanted to play blackjack, which I did, but finding a blackjack table with a decent minimum is difficult. Most blackjack places you find have a $10 buy-in per hand. If you're lucky, you can find a $5, and that's usually like they only have like one table in the whole casino that has a $5 buy-in. So I played those for a while, and the wife wanted to play the slot machines. So You've seen slot machines in movies. You go up, you put your quarter in, you pull the old arm down, the unarmed or the one-armed stranger, or whatever the heck it's called, and it spins, ching, and you either get the money or you don't. Usually you don't. Not so much. Really, all it is now is all your money's on the card, so you put your card in the machine, and then you just sit there like this. Max bet.
Yep.
Max bet.
Yep.
Max bet. And you see like old women in there just wasting what remains of their lives away, just going max bet, max bet, max bet. And actually, what they usually do is usually have like 4 machines going max bet, max bet, max bet.
Do you ever notice you win if it's like your first time in a casino? First couple times you play, you usually win if you've never been there before. Like if you get that little card and you put it in.
You've been to a casino.
I've been to a couple casinos.
No.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Yeah, but you're like, see, I tell people I'm the most boring person you're ever going to meet because I have no vices. You're worse. I'm corrupting you ever so slowly, but you're worse than me. I can't picture you. I can't picture you inside a casino.
I don't ever go by my choice. Well, I did want to go the first time. I went.
What, you got shanghaied?
My first birthday, because I didn't drink. I didn't drink when I turned 21. At that time, I didn't drink at all, and I had never drank, so I wasn't interested in that. So my parents took me to a casino.
Let me tell you this: if you're a drinker, Vegas, because here's the thing: I don't drink. I've never been drunk in my life, believe it or not. I don't even know what a buzz feels like, but I do like sipping on whiskey occasionally. And or a glass of wine's always pleasant, but when you go to Vegas, you don't pay for drinks. Back when I'm telling you I was at the slot machines, I was playing the penny slots, which once you hit max bet, you're still doing like 25 cents. But I am literally from my chair, maybe 20 feet away from a bar, and I'm playing the penny slots. Girl walks up to me, "What can I get you to drink?" And I'm like, I've never. How much would a Jack and Coke run me? She goes, "It's comped." And I go, I'm playing the penny slots. And she goes, "You're gambling." I go, "They're over there buying drinks." He goes, "They're not gambling." So I'm like, all right, fair enough. Give me a Jack and Coke. And now I'm figuring she's going to bring me a flat Coke that saw a bottle of Jack Daniels once. No, sir. Fitty. That thing was strong. And I sipped on that thing for hours. But
wow.
I digress. That is actually what Pokemon Masters reminds me of, though, is a slot machine. It is, you can literally set it for auto battle and just forget about the stupid thing. And so what's the bloody point?
That's kind of where I was actually clicking all the attacks when I started the game, and then
as soon as I figured out auto battle, I was like, done. And then I just stomped it out, and I never played it again.
Yep, that's probably it. That, and it's not. I can't get it on my regular phone.
And in fairness, you need to upgrade
I do, and I probably will.
after this is all over.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to. I need. I need a meal, dude. I need a. I eat out a lot more than I should, and I need sushi. I need. I need a pizza. Christ's sakes, I'll take a pizza at this point. I want a cheeseburger, man. My pants are getting loose. I need a new belt, and I can't go to Walmart to get a new belt.
Nope, not if there's more than 5 people in there already.
I'm not going to Walmart. I'm not going to the Petri dish. Screw that. I even got a respirator. I got a full mask respirator. I still ain't going to the Petri dish. People at Walmart is real, my friend. People at Walmart is real. You want to say something? What do you want to say?
I was gonna say, are we going to talk about what we were going to talk about, or?
I mean, are we just derailed at this point? Yes, we are.
Pretty derailed at this point,
we are
so
derailed. Go ahead.
Curious.
No, go ahead. What is it? What is it? Come on. You wanted to complain about Sony.
Yeah, Sony pushed back the release of their game, The Last of Us 2, which is a huge game. Everybody's been, ecstatic about, before it was, it's in this quarantine time. People were excited for every new game that's coming out. Like, first it was Animal Crossing. Oh, I need Animal Crossing to help me get through this.
I got Animal Crossing.
Final Fantasy 7. Now it's Final Fantasy 7 remake. Everybody's clamor about that. Well, Last of Us 2 was going to be one of those games that was in line for people to get hyped about. And about a week ago, Sony said, hey, just so you know, this quarantine's not slowing down any of our releases. Everything should be right on time.
Lies.
And then, just recently they put out that they're going to withhold the release of Last of Us Part 2 and Iron Man VR, but nobody's talking about that.
I didn't know there was an Iron Man VR coming out. I want to play it.
Yeah, it seems really cool. It's going to be a PlayStation VR exclusive, though.
Oh, screw that then.
Yeah. But those games are delayed now until it's indefinite delay. And the Last of Us 2 is pretty much ready to ship. So I don't think it's a development issue that's causing this delay. I think we don't want to put it on the shelves while people aren't in the store.
And I don't blame them, really. I'm disappointed in that. Not that I care about Last of Us, but the new Ghostbusters movie, which is supposed to be from the original. Ecto 1's in there, for God's sakes. That was supposed to come out here in a couple of weeks, I think, but that's been pushed back till next year. Not just back to fall. They pushed it back to next spring. I think it's next March.
Probably just trying to be safe.
They're trying to be, because here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen: is this may or may not end in May. Let's face reality. I see you're going to see a lot of restrictions getting lifted in some areas in May, but not all. And a lot of your places that are hit hardest, according to projections, are still going to be closed. And you're probably not looking until everything's opened back up in the United States. I'm not talking about everything else in the world. I know there's other places in the world, but this is only what I can speak to. We're looking at August before everything is opened back up. And I know people don't want to hear that, but that's a reality. And we're looking before everything is opened back up is August. Now, what's going to happen between now and August? Well, people are going to lose their jobs. Companies are going to shutter. There's going to be economic loss. It is going to take a while for things to recover. Now, once everything's opened, you're going to see a business boom. New businesses are going to open up. Businesses that were in a competitive market are now going to be to the point where they might have a chance to flourish because some of their competitors might have gone away. And you're going to see hiring like crazy from those types of companies. This is not me just pulling this out of my butt. These are actual projections. This is what I used to do for a living. I used to sit in a room and figure out what's the easiest way to kill as many people as possible. And people would look at me and their eyes get real big. And I said, yeah, but once we figure that out, we figure out how to prevent that from happening. This is working in emergency management. This is what I did. And you also run into the issue then is how is recover. Now, I was looking at this from a local perspective, but when you learn how that works, you see it from a much larger perspective, and even on a global level in some cases. And we're not looking until people are going to be out there willing to spend money until spring of next year. So things you're expecting to come out, you look for your indie developers to start pushing stuff out, because that's where stuff's going to be coming from, is your indie developers in your indie movies, that kind of stuff. Those things are going to be what actually gets pushed out, because there's going to be a void, and they're going to fill that void with content that they're not actually going to have, and you might not have had a chance to see otherwise, but now you're going to see it. And again, that's going to help other things flourish. Now, your big companies, Sony, for example, and others like them, they're going to play it safe until they know they're going to be able to recoup some of the monies they lost in creating a product such as The Last of Us 2. And that's something you're going to see happen, and they're going to push. You're not going to see that kind of new big blockbuster content until a year from now. Now, in some circles, that's deaf to Sony. How dare they do this to us? Well, how much did they spend to make the bloody thing? They got to make their money back, and they got to make a profit, or it wasn't worth making. That's why we don't have Doom 3, folks. Or not Doom 3, Half-Life 3. That's why there's no Half-Life 3. The development costs would outweigh outweigh the money they would get. And instead of doing that, they just make smaller mobile games and stuff for Steam, because they're making more money doing that. It's not that they don't want to make the game.
They want to push technology. That's what the devs say.
They don't want to spend the time and money when the money is easier made by pushing smaller short-term products and pushing it as a third-party vendor. Okay. I don't care what the devs say. That's what the stock says. But, and I know where we're going with this conversation. If you're all wondering, like, this isn't Pokemon, what would the Pokemon community do if they pushed back a game? Now, we have 2 games coming out in downloadable content, but you're not going to see a physical release for those. So I don't think that's going to be affected at all. This for Isle of Armor. This is a great opportunity, because the same people that would have bought that game, they're the ones that are going to still buy it in their home. You could even see an uptick in people buying that game that maybe they wouldn't have bought it before. But since it's downloadable content, they don't have to go to a store to get. They had to buy it online anyway.
Now, do you think a game company would lose sales if they released it when it was supposed to release digitally, and then just put it on the shelves when it came out?
See,
how many people are you selling? How many more people buy a game because the release was hyped up than they would if the release wasn't hyped up? See, that's kind of the question I have.
The big thing,
how significant is it?
When you sell a game, if you are selling a game that is not chock full of DLC and microtransactions, then you get the bulk of your money the first month of sales. And because it's fueled by the hysteria. I can't get it, so that means it must be good. And people will go out there, and that's where they typically make their first, that's when they get their nut. That's when the squirrel gets its nut, is that first month of sales. Now you're talking about splitting the sales. Do you put it as a digital release and then later as the physical release? I'm not sure how that would affect the market, how that would affect sales. I don't know, because it's never been done.
Right. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a thing to have to worry about. There's I was just talking to you last night about first world problems in this, state of the world.
I actually had to tell that to my wife, and she laughed hysterically, by the way. You were trying to deal with a streaming service. And this was funny, folks. He's trying to deal with a streaming service. He's complaining to me that it's not working right. And then he stopped himself, said, I just realized how big of a first world problem this is, and I'm just going to go watch my stupid show now. Yep. I didn't have to say anything. You worked it out on your own. But yeah, if this was a mainline Pokemon game, this is a mainline, I think this would hurt a lot if they tried to release during this period. Just because.
So you think they shouldn't release it, and that the fans should not care, or not care, but be like, yeah, that's fine.
I they have to understand, and they won't, because you know our culture is very self-centered. We are, and it's this is a slight against me personally, but if that company cannot recoup its costs or make a sufficient profit on it, you just killed the series. They're not going to make any more, and because you're not going to. It's not that they don't believe in their product, but they have to answer to shareholders. And if you tell me it's going to cost you $5 million to make something, and you only made 5.2 million, well, you only made 0.2 million. You only made $200,000.
Right.
And how long was that $5 million tied up for? I could have made more money just putting that in a CD, for God's sakes. But so you have to make a significant profit on the item, or else you're not going to be able to make another one. And fans are going to be upset. They're going to cry foul, like, how dare you do this? And unfortunately, the only thing I can say to them is get over it. I mean, reality, get over it. There's much bigger problems in this world than the release of a video game. Guess what? Minecraft still works. Go play Minecraft.
Yeah, we already know you have it.
On every device.
Yep.
But I think Isle of Armor is actually going to do better than it would have. That's my prediction, just because the people that were going to buy it are still going to buy it because it's only available in digital format. And contrary to popular belief, going to GameStop and buying the card and then typing the card number in, it's still digital content, folks. I still get angry every time I see them trying to sell some poor mother or grandmother a copy of Fortnite. And they're saying, here you go, here's your thing. But it's actually not a physical copy. Just download it. They could have done that at home. They could have done that on the eShop. Yeah,
but you wouldn't have got those V-Bucks or that skin.
You probably would have. But
maybe. I don't know.
I
know they were trying to sell Fortnite at GameStop for $30.
Yeah.
Because of I'm pretty sure the product was directly targeted towards adults or parents that didn't know what they were buying.
It 100% was. 100% was. It was even in a box that made it look like the other games. But with Isle of Armor, it's the same people that were going to buy it are going to buy it because it was a digital release. And maybe you might actually see some people that maybe might not have will, because, well, what the hell else are they going to do right now? I mean, Netflix can only get you so far.
Yeah.
All right, Duck, do you got anything else?
That's it.
All right, because this has been an episode about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And we kind of went off the rails a little bit. But I do have some good news, and that is the Blue Duck Gold Duck created a Facebook page, folks. He finally created a Facebook page. So if you do a quick search on Facebook for Blue Duck Gold Duck, that is Blue Duck Gold Duck without the E, you will find his... Well, no, it won't be your smiling face because you didn't use your own picture. You used an avatar of a blue duck and a gold duck. So, yeah. So give that a quick like. This Thursday we have a new episode of the Untitled Anime Show dropping on our YouTube channel. If you just search for the Mount Moon Crew on YouTube, you'll find us. We don't have a custom URL yet. I'm working on that. We need more subscribers, so get on there, click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you can actually see every episode archived in the Mount Moon Review podcast, as well as the Untitled Anime Show, as well as shenanigans. So by all means, do so. You can catch us both on Twitter, myself at _Raspberry01, Blue Duck Gold Duck, that's Blue Duck Gold Duck without the E. You can find me on Facebook too, at the same thing, the _Raspberry0. Actually, no, it's the Raspberry01. It's not without the underscore. It's at the Raspberry01. And we have all of our streams posted on there. I've been posting a lot of memes lately, so you might want to get on there because I'm just meme-tastic.
And I started out my page with posting duck facts.
Otherwise known as stupid dab jokes that involve a duck.
Well, not the first post.
We know what that's going to be, Duck.
Oh, it is gonna be. It is gonna be dumb jokes, but
Dumb dad jokes about ducks.
yep.
So if you enjoy dumb dad jokes about ducks, there you go, folks. The blue duck, gold duck. But thank you very much for tuning in on this special Facebook Live edition of the Mountain Moon Review podcast. And we hope to see you all here each and every week. Duck, get us the heck out of here.
All right, guys. Until next time, just remember, if it's too good to be blue, it's probably gold.
Have a week.
Just because your card is magic, you think you're safe because you killed my life orb. Baby, do you dare to not flinch? Cause I'm coming at you like a dark pulse. I know you're gonna throw. You're gonna throw a storm. But I got that lucky chance. There's no critical hits.